Right now at 6, crews are in the final stretch of cleaning up a train derailment in DeSoto. The NSF says it's covering the cost of the operation. And a recently introduced bill would allow Wisconsin teens to serve alcoholic drinks in bars and restaurants. It aims to help ease the state's worker shortage.
We're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Cleanup is still underway after a Burlington North Santa Fe train derailed near Highway 35. News 8 Now's Dua Israr is live in DeSoto, where roads may open soon. Dua?
Ken, crews have cleared up all of the major materials. That includes engines, cars, and some of the hazardous materials. Crawford County Emergency Management Director Jim Hackett says Highway 35 is expected to open on Wednesday. On Thursday, 10 train cars holding 2 boxes of cargo each derailed. Some paint, diesel, and batteries spilled into the Mississippi River. Hackett says all materials on board and in the river have been contained and removed. BNSF says it will conduct inspections twice a day for the next 7 days and has set up a temporary command center in DeSoto. BNSF will also cover the cost of the resources used in the cleanup. The company says the derailment will not cost local taxpayers any money.
BNSF has agreed to pay for all damages that they cause to the roadways. They have agreed to replace anything. They have agreed to cover salaries of all first responders that came.
There were several concerns why trains were operating during a flood. Hackett says trains are held to federal regulations. County government cannot decide when trains runs or don't. The cause of the derailment is under federal investigation. Now, there have been some reports of a white sudsy material making its way down the Mississippi River. Hackett says that's not related to the derailment. Crawford County Emergency Management says it may be some household materials from homes that were affected during this recent flooding. The DNR spill team is investigating that white material, and Hackett says they could have an answer as soon as Wednesday. Reporting live in DeSoto, Dua Israr, News 8 Now. Ken, back to you.
Dua, thanks very much. The Federal Railroad Association says it could take 30 days or more to find out what caused the derailment. In the meantime, 2.5 million pounds of debris from the derailment is being processed by the La Crosse County landfill. Officials say county staff and hauling companies are working around the clock after BNSF asked them to help. Over the weekend, crews have been sorting through the non-hazardous waste from the crashed containers. Officials say the emergency operation should wrap up today. Multiple people are dead and drivers are left stranded after a dust storm leads to crashes on an Illinois highway. The multiple vehicle crash happened outside of Springfield, and the pileup shut down Interstate 55 in both directions. Illinois State Police say they have reports of more than 30 people being taken to the hospital, with multiple fatalities likely. Forecasters say winds gusted between 35 and 45 miles per hour and caused blinding conditions. I mean, in the last month, Bill, we saw, wildfires because of some drier conditions in Monroe County and just touching into Jackson County, but obviously stuff like this still very prevalent this time of year.
And the cause, a lot of potent areas of low pressure, and that's what caused the kind of cruddy weekend around here. And boy, driving back from Colorado on Saturday, scenes like that I experienced firsthand across the state of Nebraska. 50 to 55 mile per hour winds, and without the vegetation yet, the crops in the fields, that wind is picking up the farmer's soil and dust and creating that hazardous driving scenario with the reduced visibility and the blowing dust. All right, concerns around here continues to be the Mississippi River still in flood. But again, all of the arrows pointing down now for Wabasha, Winona, La Crosse, and Prairie du Chien, McGregor. That's the good news. 14.18 in Wabasha. Forecast to fall to flood stage in about a week, May 7th or 8th for Wabasha. Same with Winona. Forecast to fall to flood stage here in La Crosse, which is 12 feet around May 8th. It'll take longer down to the south, though. 21.54 for Prairie du Chien, McGregor. Forecast to fall to around 18 feet, which is still above flood stage on May 8th. All right, a mostly cloudy sky, kind of a mix of sun and clouds through the day. More sunshine this morning, mostly cloudy this afternoon, and this is on the back edge of yet another strong area of low pressure, which is now to our east, and that's what brought the rain and snow showers over the weekend. Current temperatures generally between about 50 and 56 degrees, so a coolish weekend and windy, especially this evening. Still breezy overnight with lows around 39 degrees. That is cooler than average. Our average low this time of year is 45. Now, if you're ready for a warm-up, which I'm sure a lot of you are, I've got some good news in my 8-day forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Bill, thanks very much. Well, a challenge to assault weapons ban in Illinois makes its way to the Supreme Court now. Gun rights activists are asking the court to step in to block a city ordinance in Naperville and a state law put in place earlier this year prohibiting the sale and possession of assault weapons and magazines. The gun rights advocates say Illinois courts are ignoring last year's ruling that expanded Second Amendment rights. Both a federal district court and appeals court declined the request for a preliminary injunction from a gun rights group, an Illinois gun shop, and its owner. A former Wisconsin student will serve 17 years in prison for stabbing a police officer with a barbecue fork. Grant Furman is found guilty of attempted first-degree intentional homicide after stabbing an officer several times in 2019 at an Oshkosh high school. The stabbed officer shot the then 16-year-old, but neither was seriously hurt. Furman had faced up to 60 years in state prison. As part of the sentence, the judge also handed down 10 years of extended supervision. Two Wisconsin Republicans are looking into a bill that would let 14-year-olds in the state serve alcohol to seated customers in bars and restaurants. Current state law says only workers 18 and older can do that. The bill would expand it to ages 14 through 17. Lawmakers say the bill is an effort to address the state's worker shortage problem. The National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism says if it passes, Wisconsin would have the lowest age for workers to serve alcohol. Wisconsin has a shortage of workers, but a Gunderson Health System program aims to help people living with disabilities land a job. For the past 6 years, Project Search has been helping people, including Vic Catchy. He's one of 8 people part of the program. He works as an inventory stocker at the hospital's pantry. Catchy has been part of Project Search since last year, and with a labor shortage, the program has been critical in helping people enter the workforce. Catchy says he's learning a lot about how he fits into a team.
One thing that we've learned about me is that I do really good in an environment that has teamwork in it.
Catchy says he hopes to attend college in the future and would love to continue working. Second graders are getting a lesson on the city's history. The La Crosse County Historical Society is hosting special field trips for students during the first 2 weeks of May. Students will be visiting the La Crosse Area Heritage Center, where they'll learn more about the people in La Crosse County, such as the Ho-Chunk community. And they'll also visit the historic Hickson House, where they'll get a glimpse of a home built back in the 1850s. One organizer said visiting Hickson House will help students understand the early beginnings of the city.
They were philanthropists, supporters of a number of charities around town, instrumental in the development of the city from the 1870s onwards.
Students will round out their trip at Pogue Park, where they'll have lunch and learn more about the park's namesake. Still ahead, it's a tough start to the week for First Republic Bank. The state of California seizing the institution overnight and turning it over to the FDIC. And later, major flooding moves south along the Mississippi. Riverside towns in Iowa are facing damage from the waters.
At Stanton Optical, independent eye doctors are available for eye exams whenever you need one. You should have seen me before I got mine. You're so quiet. Are you mad at me? Book your free same-day eye exam at Stanton Optical today.
Are record high energy and water costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive. While you may not ask for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to be without heat, water, or power. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.heat.help.
It's time to remodel your kitchen or bathroom today. Interior Designs can help you from design to completion. Our designers will help pick out your new cabinets, countertops, flooring, and backsplash. Our installation team will complete the look, including plumbing and sheetrocking. Let us take care of the entire process so you can enjoy your new kitchen or bathroom. Call today, Interior Designs Holman.
Stanton Optical is the best value in eye care. We did the math, people. For $79, you get all this. That costs over $400 at LensCrafters, over $200 at Walmart, and over $150 at America's Best. When it comes to value, Stanton Optical is the top bird.
The stock market is holding steady as JP Morgan Chase buys First Republic Bank. Federal regulators helped orchestrate the sale, hoping to contain the fallout of the second biggest bank failure in U.S. history. Nicole D'Antonio has the latest.
First Republic customers checked on their accounts in New York and San Francisco. JP Morgan Chase now runs all 84 branches of the failed bank.
I'm upset and I'm angry. They've helped us and they've been there for us a great deal.
Customers have full access to their deposits, but some depositors were disappointed to lose a trusted lender.
This bank was so wonderful. They were nothing but generous.
Regulators seized First Republic early Monday morning and then sold all of its deposits and most of its assets to JP Morgan, the nation's largest bank.
All depositors are protected.
Speaking to small business owners, President Biden said he wants to make sure this doesn't happen again and reassured Americans taxpayers will not be on the hook.
These actions are going to make sure that the banking system is safe and sound, and that includes protecting small businesses across the country who need to make payroll.
First Republic suffered a bank run in March after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. In a report released Friday, the Federal Reserve found its own supervisors failed to take forceful enough action to address growing risks at Silicon Valley Bank ahead of the collapse. Nicole D'Antonio, CBS News, Washington.
The Fed is also grappling with stubbornly high food and energy prices and is expected to raise its benchmark interest rate for a 10th time on Wednesday to try and tamp down inflation. Still ahead, a union representing airline pilots gives the green light for a strike. And extreme weather events are pushing produce prices higher at the grocery store.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. Highs today in the 50s for most, even 40s over eastern parts of the state. But I have some warmer, more spring-like temperatures to share with you in my 8-day forecast, which is coming up after the break.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburger's cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard,
we make it for you all throughout the day.
All day.
All day, every day. Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Get on the road, on the water, or off the beaten path with a vehicle loan from Ultra. Enjoy low rates, flexible terms, and no payments for 90 days. Apply from anywhere 24/7 with approvals in just minutes. Whether it's a car, truck, RV, boat, or motorcycle, we'll put you in the driver's seat with a monthly payment that fits your budget. But don't just take our word for it. Here's what our members say. It's go time. Take the next step and apply now at driveultra.org. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life.
Our phones keep us constantly connected.
Please switch to airplane mode.
But what if they had a mode to help us actually connect? Introducing Us Mode, a mode that makes our phones less distracting, so we can focus on quality time. So the notifications we get are the ones that matter. So we're never distracted from what's most important. Visit US Cellular in-store or online to set up Us Mode for free, even if you're not a customer. US Cellular, built for us.
Bret Michaels Party Gras 2023, Saturday, August 12th, Ho Chunk Gaming, Black River Falls. From over 50 million albums sold comes the Poison hits and solo hits live. All from the man who starred in VH1's Rock of Love, The Masked Singer on Fox, and ABC's Greatest Hits. Bret Michaels Party Gras 2023. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Must be 21 years to attend. Ho Chunk Gaming reserves the right to cancel or alter shows at any time. All ticket sales final, no refunds.
Organize your outdoor living space with help from Menards. The Suncast Smart Track Hose Hideaway is designed to minimize clutter in your garden. It holds up to 225 feet of hose. Pick one up today for $54.99 after rebate. The Suncast 50-gallon deck box is perfect for patio cushions and outdoor accessories. It's low maintenance, easy to assemble, and offers the best combination of durability and value. Just $69.99 after 11% rebate at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
ahead of an expected busy summer travel season, the labor union that represents American airline pilots has authorized a strike. The Allied Pilots Association says it has authorized one. The union says they could begin picketing at major airport hubs nationwide, but there's no timeline for when it might happen. American Airlines says neither picketing nor a strike authorization vote will impact flights or its operation, and that a strike will only happen if terms for a new contract can't be reached. Drought, hurricanes, and heavy rain have hurt farms around the world. As Christian Benavides explains, consumers are now paying for it at the grocery store.
So see how easy that came off? And see how that sort of got a little decay in it there?
Earlier this year, we talked to John Barbin, a fourth-generation farmer in Florida, where storms and crop disease have led to a shortage of oranges.
The trees have started dropping fruit prematurely, and the quality of the juice is starting to decline.
That is pushing prices for orange juice higher. In India, rain hurt sugarcane crops, sending sugar futures soaring. Floods earlier this year in California's Salad Bowl devastated all kinds of crops, from lettuce to strawberries, and now produce costs more.
Is this sort of the new normal with these climate events that are happening worldwide?
Sadly, yes. So I think this is the unfortunate, harsh reality of today's world.
Professor Patrick Penfield is a supply chain expert at Syracuse University. He says crop issues in the Midwest led to higher feed costs for ranchers, and many are now raising fewer cattle.
Now you're going to start seeing, meat supply come down.
However, extreme weather may have provided one benefit. All that rain in California that damaged crops also helped fill the state's reservoirs, running low after years of drought.
And now the farmers in the next planting season will be able to tap that water.
And that should help bring produce prices back down later this year. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Towns and cities along the Mississippi River are continuing to see flooding as the crest moves south. This here video from North Buena Vista, Iowa, across from Cassville, Wisconsin. Officials in many cities along the river are optimistic they'll be able to keep flooding at bay with flood walls and sandbags. Some homes along the river have already been damaged, but the river is now receding in La Crosse, and you can kind of see it. I was driving by Copeland Park, and we talked with GM Ben Kapanke last week. It basically got onto the left field foul line, but at least a couple more feet reduction, at least in the last couple of days, Bill.
Yeah, it crested at 15.89. We're down to, I believe, around 14.12. So that's quite a drop, and that will continue over the next several days. So some good news there. I'll show those numbers for you again in case you missed it earlier in the newscast. But first, today is May 1st, so let's check the April climate, which we just wrapped up. And you know what? It was a crazy month, but look at that. The average temperature, 49.0 degrees. That was right on average. Folks, I've been working here for 25 plus years, and I don't know that that has ever happened. We had that temperature of 90 degrees. Remember that week with the 80s to around 90 degrees and the wildfires? And then the coldest temperature was 25, and it all leveled out to right on average, 49.0. That's why I don't use the word normal. There's no such thing in weather. It's average temperature, not normal. All right, precipitation, 3.12 inches. That's below average, 0.63 inches below average. That ended a stretch of 5 straight months with wetter than average conditions. You have to go back to October of last year. Snowfall, 9.6 inches, and then 99.9% of that fell with that one storm. That is 6.7 inches above average, making it the 8th snowiest April on record. And of course, some of you saw much more than that 9.6 inches with that snowstorm during the month of April. All right, back to the river levels. The river flood warnings continue all up and down the Mississippi River from the Twin Cities down through Prairie du Chien and McGregor. It does include all areas in our viewing area. And again, the latest numbers showing that down arrow with the current stage. So that's what we like to see, but all still above flood stage, but forecast to fall to flood stage around May 7th or 8th in Wabasha and Winona, right around May 8th here in La Crosse, and after May 8th down to the south. It'll fall to near 18 feet, which is still above flood stage on May 8th in Prairie du Chien and McGregor. Sunshine trying to peek through could make for a nice scene in our western sky this evening. 55 was the high, so still below average. 66 is where we should be. 94 and 27 the records for today. Some sprinkles before sunrise, just a trace of rain this morning. 54 out at the airport, 53 downtown. It's been a windy day, still gusting around 26, and there's the latest stage down to 14.13 feet. I was off by 0.01. Sorry about that. 50 degrees in Eau Claire. Gusty winds for you as well. Upwards of 30+ miles per hour, and the Chippewa River is holding steady. So coolish around here, but notice the warmer air out to the west. We're going to start to tap into that tomorrow, but especially by Wednesday. Temperatures this evening between about 50 and 55. Those winds continue out of the north-northwest, still gusting 30 to 35. In some spots, and it'll stay kind of breezy overnight, but die down a little bit after midnight. Another breezy day tomorrow, but then they finally start to die down as we head into tomorrow night, and that should make for a much calmer Wednesday in terms of lower wind speeds. All right, these clouds on the back edge of that storm system that brought the cruddy weekend around here and the very windy conditions across the region as well. But high pressure taking over, dry tomorrow and Wednesday, and some low-end rain chances with those disturbances out to the west as we head into later parts of the week. So kind of a mix of stars and clouds tonight and a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow. More clouds to the east, more sunshine to the west, but dry through the period, and a little bit better chance for seeing some sunshine region-wide as we head into the day on Wednesday. So for tonight, mostly to partly cloudy, rather blustery with those breezy conditions and chilly temps in the 30s. 57 tomorrow, still breezy and cooler than average with a mix of clouds and sun, but this is more like it. 64 on Wednesday, 70s by the end of the week with those low-end rain chances on Thursday and Friday, and then 73 on Saturday. Best chance of rain, unfortunately, on Sunday, 69, and then low to mid-70s early next week. So much more spring-like forecast over the next 8 days.
Oh, absolutely. Bill, thanks very much. Coming up next in sports, after taking 2 out of 3 against the Angels, Brewers heading back on the road. Plus, as the calendar turns to May, the high school spring sports season starting to ramp up. 2 MVC rivals squaring off at the Diamond today at Logan. Rob's got it all next.
Spring is a great time to plan your next home improvement project. Call now for a free estimate on windows, doors, siding, sunrooms, decks, baths, kitchens, or flooring.
Dr. Mehta knows pain.
Oftentimes, I see patients with pain in their knees, their hips, their back, and it's actually coming from their feet.
Her suggestion?
It's as easy as going into a Good Feet store.
Come in for your free arch support fitting.
Are you ready for an offer that is not too good to be true? Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning can replace your old furnace with an electric heat pump and save you money every month. Your old heating and air conditioning system is costing you hundreds of dollars every month, consuming way too much gas and electricity to operate. Carrier heat pumps use less fossil fuel, reduce energy costs, are more efficient, and environmentally friendly. They come with great rebates and incentives. Call Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning and toss that old system today.
Happy Take and Bake Tuesday! Every Tuesday at Papa Murphy's, you can get any large pizza for just $12, which makes Tuesday the best day to bring home all your favorites.
We might have too many favorites.
Order now at papamurphys.com.
When you rent a Culligan water softener, there is no down payment or maintenance costs. Imagine all you could do with the savings. Dive into better water. Contact your local Culligan water dealer.
Don't settle for overpriced, low-quality vinyl windows. Our StarMark composite window, available exclusively at Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, is 2,000% more airtight, 40% more energy efficient, and 12 times stronger than vinyl windows.
And at a price less than what many companies charge for lower quality vinyl windows. Call now to save 50% off installation.
Gary knows golf.
You need to have good balance, good support.
Where to find that support?
2 words, The Good Feet Store. How many words is that?
Swing by for your free arch support fitting.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
The high school spring athletes are hitting their stride as we begin the month of May. It's chilly, it's cloudy, but our baseball and softball athletes are ready to go. We'll start tonight's show with an MVC showdown on the diamond. Let's go to Logan High School. Rangers at home playing host to conference rival Tomah. Bottom 1, Logan threatening, but Tomah's Tom Hesse is going to make a nice play at short. Gets the force out at third. Then later in the inning, bases loaded, but this time it's Drew Brookman snagging the liner. Gets the force at home. Timberwolves can't get the double play, and that's going to cost them because this is going to get away from the catcher. Gabe Catchy is going to race in from third. It's 1-0 Logan. Let's go to the top of the second. Cody Quist at the dish. He's going to lace a base hit into left field. Timberwolves trying to get some runs on the board. Quist gets it started, and guess what? Jacob Spires keeps it going. The junior lifts this one high and deep the other way, finds the gap in right center. That's going to be trouble. Quist trying to score all the way from first, and he slides in safe. Timberwolves tie the game at 1. We'll have a final score later on tonight. On to the pros. The Brewers are back on the road. Milwaukee begins a 6-game road trip tomorrow night in Colorado. The Crew will be there for 3. Then they'll head to San Francisco next weekend for a 3-game set against the Giants. Brewers they won 3 of their last 4. They took the first 2 games over the Angels this past weekend before dropping the series finale on Sunday. Milwaukee is currently a game and a half behind the biggest surprise in the National League, the first-place Pittsburgh Pirates. Freddie Peralta gets the ball for the Brewers tomorrow night. First pitch scheduled for 7:40. Twins are in first place, but more tough news for their pitching staff. Minnesota right-hander Tyler Mahle will be shut down at least 4 weeks after tests revealed a strain in his pitching elbow. Mahle left his most recent start Thursday against the Royals after just 4 innings. The news comes a day after Minnesota placed fellow starter Kenta Maeda on the 15-day injured list with the right tricep strain. 28-year-old Mahle is 1-2 with a 3.16 ERA and 5 starts this season. Twins are in Chicago tomorrow night to take on the White Sox. Real quick, let's go back to the Brewers.
Yeah.
It just feels like they were just out west. They had
It does.
10-game road trip out west.
Yeah.
Came home for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
They're going back out west.
It's like front loading. Maybe it's all NL Central heavy later on.
Get it out this way, yeah.
I guess
absolutely.
so.
Happy about the Packers draft?
I think
tight ends.
Yeah, I think we'll discuss it at 10. But
Okay.
Offense was addressed.
I like that.
Needed to be.
Yep.
We'll have more on that at 10. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Taco John's new double beef and potato quesadilla is so filling, it'll have you squeaking double. Double seasoned beef, crispy potato olays. 5 melty cheeses, double beef olay. New ultra filling double beef and potato quesadilla for a limited time at Taco John John's.
Life's more rewarding at Blaine's Farm and Fleet, especially when it comes to great deals on premium lawn care products. Like Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food, just $49.99 after sale and mail-in rebate. Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed is also on sale, $69.99 after rebate. New at Blaine's, save $15 on Scott's Turf Builder Sun and Shade Mix Grass Seed. Plus, rewards members get a free $15 gift card with $100 spent on Scott's products.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
The average employee has been with their current employer for 4.1 years. Our employees at Chart Industries disagree. If you're eager to join a company you can retire from, then chart your career with Chart Industries. Apply today at jobs.chartindustries.com.
With most value menus, more cheese means spending more cheddar. But Taco John's Valuest menu isn't most value menus. Now get our Nacho Crunch Burrito with chicken for just $3. Or get it with beef for just $2. Only on the Valuest menu at Taco John's.
Still mostly cloudy, but some breaks, as you can see, making for kind of a neat scene in the western sky. Overnight lows in the upper 30s to around 40 here in the Cross, and still windy, especially this evening. Breezy and cool tomorrow, 57, but 60s on Wednesday, low 70s by the end of the week.
All right. Thanks, Bill, and thanks for joining us tonight at 6. We'll see you at 10.